What's a very specific type of person you don't trust? People who blame everyone else for their problems. People who agree with absolutely everything you say and never disagree on anything. It feels fake because they are just playing a character to make you like them instead of showing who they really are. People who are mean to their spouses in public, God knows what's going on behind closed doors. Co-workers that tell other co-workers business/personal information to me. Suddenly born-again Christian men. It always makes me think they're hiding something awful they've done behind their new identity. Especially if they become loud/outspoken very, very quickly. People who don't return their shopping cart. Social media influencers. People who deliberately withhold the most important information. Example 1. Realtors who don't list the price and tell you to contact them instead. Example 2. Whoever decides not to include the salary in a job posting. Example 3. Doctors who refuse to tell you how much anything will cost. MAGAs and Trump supporters. Someone who says all their exes are crazy. People who are aggressively nice to you but visibly cold to waiters. That's not personality. That's a preview. Anyone who uses my name more than twice in a conversation. It's a trick from How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you feel you have to manipulate me to get what you want, I do not trust you. At all. Charismatic people who always seem to be down on their luck. Grown man riding a children's bicycle on a weekday. Cops. Everything you say can and will be used against you. They are allowed to lie to you, snatch you off the street without telling you why, ruin your day just because, ruin your life just because, put you in handcuffs because they feel like it, put you in jail for multiple days for who the fuck knows why, and there is very little that the average citizen can do about it. You can't trust a person with a gun who has a job where critical thinking skills are a disqualification. People who are mean to wait staff. Took me decades to figure this out, but it is a sure thing that if you are snotting, condescending, rude, dismissive to a bartender, etc., you will be a shitty person to anyone. If my dog doesn't trust them, then no way I'm going to. Chiropractors and natural medicine doctors. If their sense of morality is entirely built upon their religious values, I cannot trust them. People should have an internal moral compass that isn't determined by what someone else said that they were supposed to believe. People that meet you and immediately trauma dump in the hopes you do the same and trauma bond. Like relax, I really don't want to know that much about you and certainly don't want to share the evil I've experienced. Cowards and people with no principles. I hate to admit this, but I don't trust anyone who still supports Trump and his administration. People who hate cats and are very vocal about it. I don't mean dislike them. That's fine. Not how I feel, but no one has to like anything. But I've met people who almost seem proud to talk about how much they absolutely hate cats. Like dude chill, it's an animal, they always turn out to be at least a little sus. The ones wearing them red hats. People who don't have custody of their kids, for a non-legitimate reason. People who constantly argue against the experience of others. Was conversing with someone about my point of view about something from a black experience. She's Latina and constantly kept cutting me off, speaking about how she either never saw that in her experience or her situation was somehow worse. I'm like, okay. This is my experience, not yours. Funny enough, she's always talking against the patriarchy and pro-women, but couldn't see the irony in not believing my experience or that my situation actually happened the way it did. One who talks bad on everyone. They talking bad on me too then. People who refer to women as females. It always rubs me the wrong way. Cops and military usually rub me the wrong way, same with super masculine muscular guys. There is just something about that mentality that is off-putting. Anyone who works in human resources, lol. People that have a strong disdain for cats. Preferring dogs is fine, but the people that absolutely hate cats are red flags to me. Like, do you really have to be in control that much? Can you really only enjoy something that has been bred for centuries to love you unconditionally? People talk about cats having their own personality and not always following you every wish and command as if it's some sort of flaw. No, that's just how a being with free will behaves. Anyone in sales, marketing, or PR. People who can tell you the shit another person talks about you, they probably participate in the shit talking. The guy who has to point out, "I'm a nice guy." People who lack critical thinking and people who laugh along when others are made fun of. Simpletons who doesn't challenge anything. And brown nosers. Someone who starts using a nickname/pet name for people immediately upon meeting them. Co-workers that never once in their life said, "my fault," or "my mistake." Don't act like you're perfect, no one is. Be an adult and own your mistakes. Contrarians. They can never agree with you, they must always find a reason to disagree with you, even if they agree with you. Insecure people are dangerous. People who don't like animals. Those guys who can't open carry without making sure the entire world can see their holster, always has to be extra and won't take it off or lock it away for any reason. For real dude, you can really go into this damn store without your piece. Sorry, your dick is so small you can't exist without your masculinity pacifier. Inconsistent people, specifically those whose words and actions never match. They always say one thing and do another. Actions always reveal who someone really is. People who listen to Fox News and then spew their talking points like it's their personal opinion. People obsessed with muscles. Never met a person who was obsessed with their muscles that didn't turn out to be a real piece of work. People who don't like animals. People who hate or even dislike the primary group of people they serve, like, if you're gonna be a teacher, maybe don't hate children. Or if you're gonna work in HR, don't hate people. The worst I met was a social worker who works with at-risk and homeless teens who admitted he doesn't like teenagers or homeless people. Bro was a volunteer and had been working there for years, still works there as far as I know. I have never met a woman named Susan who wasn't an undercover mean person. People who think edgelord humor is funny. People who don't enjoy fictional books, shows, or movies. Dentists. When I was young I needed work on my teeth. I was anxious so they had me hold my mom's hand. The dentist told me that, if I needed a break, I should squeeze her hand and he would stop and give me a break. So he goes to work and after several minutes I need a break, so I squeezed the hand. Mom told him I did it and he said, "You don't want me to quit now." Excuse me. After he was done my mom told me to take my sister to the car, which was her coded way of saying she didn't want us to hear what she was about to say. I couldn't hear the words, but I heard her yelling all the way across the parking lot. Sometimes having a bipolar mother had benefits. Anyone who speaks poorly of people they are seemingly close to act cool with. Men who treat you so much like a princess, they don't let you lift a finger. It is a control tactic. I fell victim to it in my 20s, but I thought he was Prince Charming. Energy vampires. They take many forms, so it's all about the feeling you get around them. Anyone that sucks up your life force during an interaction isn't to be trusted. They always turn out to be narcissists. Someone who's always smiling.